Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. My name is Nana Suciati and my team is Winindyasari Palupi and Ida Rusdiana. We are from STKIP PGRI Banjarmasin. Today we're going to present the practice of classroom management to students of senior high school in post-COVID-19 pandemic. We're going to divide this presentation into 5 parts. The first one is background, and the second one, review literatures. The third one is methodology. The fourth one is result and discussion, and the last one is conclusion. Now, let's come to the first part, background. We believe that teaching and learning due to COVID-19 have been practiced virtually for completely 2 years. So it has impacts to students. It is assumed that during 2 years of online learning, students' behavior toward learning has changed. So they become accustomed of facing the screen of computer or mobile phone for hours and more independent in learning. So after COVID-19 is over, face-to-face classes were implemented again. Then it is interesting for us to find out whether classroom management, which has been applied before COVID-19 pandemic, can be applied again to students who have 2-year experiences of online learning during COVID-19. And we like to know also how teachers deal with them if the usual standard do not work in classroom management. What is classroom management? Classroom management, based on Ratter et al. In Smith and Laslet, studies of teacher behavior have noticed specific skills which are demonstrated by effective teachers. So these effective teachers mostly gain successful learning for their students. And then still in line with the initial point, it is said that the teacher most important job is to create certain condition where learning can take place. It takes knowledge about the material, skills, and the ability to deliver the materials to students. So such items are often grouped together as classroom management. So it can be said that classroom management is commonly defined as what teacher must do in dealing with students, in organizing teaching materials, and in managing time so that the learning process will take place. And then the component of classroom management itself. We take Smith and Laslet. There are 4 rules there. The first one is get them in, get them out, get on with it, and get on with them. Other areas of classroom management can contain general classroom behavior, beginning and ending the period or the day, transition and interruption, use of material and equipment, group work, seat work, and teacher-led activities. So in other words, classroom management components can be explained as how teachers start class, how teacher end class, how teacher manage lesson material, and how teacher interact with student. Now, what is the first one of classroom management according to Laslet? So the first one is get them in. This rule emphasizes the point that a lesson which makes a brief start will avoid the difficulties which can arise if students are not promptly engaged in useful activity. So the process of getting them in can be seen to involve 3 phases. The first one is greeting, the second one is sitting, and then starting. So at the next column are examples of activities. So example, to be in the class before the students come, and then to check that the room is tidy, to check that the materials are available, to arrange where students should sit, and etc. And the second parts of classroom management called get them out. So it is the lasting effect, which is to avoid noisy, chaotic, and stressful final so that productive session will be maintained and pleasant relationship between teacher and student will be developed. Now, the process of getting them out can be seen to involve 2 phases, concluding and dismissing. So next columns are examples of activities. To give an early warning, that the class will end. Example, 2 minutes precisely we will end the class. And then to give a brief question and answer session which will enable the teacher to check on how successfully objectives have been attained or identify points which require further attention. And then to give positive feedback to pupils, praising good work and reassuring those who have had difficulty that next time things will be different, and to ensure an orderly departure. The third one is get on with it. So in this context, it refers to the main part of the lesson, the nature of its content and the manner of its presentation. It consists of content and manner. And then the next column is example of activities. Example, the content of a lesson is matched with the students to whom it is delivered, and then method and materials should also be closely examined to see that learning experiences are suitable and study tasks are attainable for students with a diversity of aptitudes and abilities. Breaking topic up into smaller units. And last example, its sentence is spoken to an individual child with established eye contact. And then next one is get on with them. This is the last point. Teachers develop good personal relationship with their pupils by fostering mutual trust and respect. So the process of getting on with them involves who's who and what's going on. Example of activities: awareness of student's name, mention student's name directly when communicating. Teacher's movement is dynamic, and offering help or giving advice in an effort to maintain students' attention and interest in class. So this study is descriptive qualitative study. It is useful for analyzing theoretical models. So in this case, the classroom management standard by comparing them in recent situation. And then data will be collected by giving questionnaire to 10 English teachers which are from different senior high school in Banjarmasin. The questionnaire is open structure and use classroom management standard based on Smith and Lastet. Data is analyzed through 3 concurrent flows of activity: data reduction, data display, and conclusion drawing. Now, this is the finding and the discussion. Now we're going to start from the first standard, which is get them in. So the finding, as seen here, the teachers are in the class before students arrive. All teachers check that the room is tidy. 9 teachers check that materials are available. 9 teachers check that display arranged. 5 teachers arrange where students should sit. And 9 teachers start with some activity which occupies every child quietly. 8 teachers reinforce previously acquired skill, and 8 teachers recap earlier work. 9 teachers set the scene for new learning. So it can be seen here that most teachers apply the same activities that become their routine before COVID-19. And then after COVID-19, some activities are attached, like checking student health when they are in the class before students. So they stand in front of the room. And besides checking students' health, they are also asking students to hand wash, and then keep students distance in sitting and use mask during teaching. So these are the activity that become different before COVID-19 pandemic, and then after COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the second finding is about get them out. This is the last part of the teaching. It can be seen here. Example, 10 teachers remind the class of what has been covered during the lesson and how this links in to previous learning. 9 teachers give positive feedback, praising good work, and reassuring those who have had difficulties that next time things will be different. So most of the standard in get the students out or the last part of the lesson applied here. So they applied the same procedure that become their routine before COVID-19. And after COVID-19, things that become attached here, like new routines, like their apply Kahoot and quizzes for the game that usually they don't apply when COVID-19 hasn't happened yet. And then they also remind students to keep healthy life before the students get out from the class. And then here, the third standard, get on with it. Now, the first one, we're going to start with the content itself. It is found out that teachers say the content of a lesson is matched to the ability of the students, and then teachers admit learning experiences are suitable and study tasks are attainable for students with a range and diversity of aptitude and abilities. Teachers switch individual activity in pairs or groups. So once again, teachers mostly consider the same procedures that become their routine before COVID-19 when they prepare the material for students. And things that make it different now, they arrange individual working more than group working, or they sit in pairs. Now, group activity is not held open after COVID-19. This is also a new habit for them. And then teachers should be concerned about the number of students in group activities so it is not too crowded. And here again, get on with it with manner in communication. So it is found here. Example, 9 teachers always use appropriate facial expression and tone of voice to any communication. 7, each sentence is spoken to an individual child with established eye contact. And here more, 10 teachers see questioning as a means in more positive orientation. So teachers apply every procedures it takes to maintain positive relationship to students. Since teachers follow guidance in communication, they can manage the problem behavior that intend to exist during teaching learning. Now, for get on with them, it is found that 9 teachers mention students' name directly when communicating. 10 teachers move dynamically. 5 teachers offer help or give advice in an effort to maintain students' attention and interest in class. And 5 teachers reprimand students who have problem behaviors in class politely and invite them to talk privately, not in front of other students. So, it concludes that teachers maintain every procedures that become their routines before COVID-19 in communication manner. And teachers are more responsive. Teachers develop good personal relationship with their student by fostering mutual trust and respect. Now, conclusion, classroom management, which has been applied before COVID-19 pandemic, can be applied again to students who have 2-year experiences of online learning during COVID-19. Teachers are touched with new procedures and routines like concerning about social distance, health procedures, and applying quizzes and Kahoot. Okay, thank you for the time being. So we like to answer questions if you have question. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.